Shivam, everybody. So we are continuing with the Devi Lalita Katha. We have reached up to chapter 11. So let's see.
The Mahayagna is the greatest purpose of life. Ishvara, consciousness, being the ultimate reality of all beings, folds into itself with infinite potential, and all creation emerges from this process. The description of the Mahayagna is a process of ultimate learning and evolution that a self aware being goes through during its existence. Chapter 11, Invoking Devi Shakti as Lalita Parameshwari. Ishvara then appeared in the form of Mahashambhu before the Devatas. He was dark like clouds. He had two hands, in one hand holding a shula, the spear, and a kapala in the other. He had three eyes. Parashakti also appeared before them. She was holding Akshamala, the rosary of beans, and Pustaka, the book, in her hands. She was bright and cool like the moon. The great Mahashambhu smiled and said, I am aware why you have all come here. He continued, Pralaya, destruction, is of three types. Mahapralaya, the great destruction, Avantara Pralaya, the intermediate destruction, and Kama Pralaya, the destruction of passion and creative energy. I am the one responsible for rescuing the world from Mahapralaya. Vishnu is the one who rescues from Avantara Pralaya. It is only Devi Lalita Parameshwari who rescues the universe from Kama Pralaya. These three kinds of Pralaya take place in a cyclical pattern in every Kalpa. Now, Kama Pralaya has taken place only because of the destruction of Kamadeva and the subsequent actions of Bhandasura. Only Lalita Devi can save all from this situation. Parashakti alone can create another Lalita Devi. Therefore, take shelter in her, beg for help. Hearing this, the Devatas did not know what to do. They again requested Mahashambhu to teach them the method of appeasing and reaching out to Parashakti. Mahashambhu further explained, this is called a Mahayagna. I will be assuming the form of Vayu, the Hota, or the priest who makes the offerings in a Homa for this Yajna. My Chidagni itself is a fire in this Yajna. The last of the seven seas, Jalasamudra, has now dried up. The huge pit thus formed will be the Homa Kunda, the sacrificial fire pit. The remaining six great oceans constitute the 6 drops of ghee or clarified butter, which will be used as offering. Srishti or creation is of 5 types. Manasa Srishti, the creation that takes place through the mind. Jarayavi Srishti, creation that takes place through the womb of human beings. Anda Srishti, creation taking place through eggs. Svedaja Srishti, creation taking place through sweat. And Udbija Srishti, the creation taking place by sprouting. These 5 Srishtis are the sacrificial animals in this Mahayagna. Bhumi, Parvata, Jala, Vayu, and Akasha are the substances used in this fire sacrifice. Agni element, being a part of my Chidagni, cannot be a substance to be offered. At the end of this great sacrifice, all of you Devatas should jump into the Homa Kunda. While doing so, you must remain in absolute devotion. Then Devi Lalita Parameshwari will manifest. She will be seated in a chariot called Chakra Rajaratha. She will first create Parabrahma in the name of Kameshwara and take him as her concept. This couple will recreate the entire universe, which will turn out to be more beautiful than the previous creation. Lalita Parameshwari will bring Manmatha back to life. She will create 4 weapons. The Ikshudhanus, a bow of sugarcane, 5 Pushpa Banas or flower arrows, Pasha, the noose, and Ankusha, a hook. With the help of these weapons, she will destroy Bhandasura. She will bring back Manmatha to life. She will give you fresh bodies. If you all agree, I will begin this Mahayagna. The Devatas were pleased and begged Mahashambhu to be the Hota and perform the Yajna. Parashakti and Mahashambhu then disappeared. The Devatas also returned to Swargaloka. Mahashambhu and Parashakti started chanting the Lalita Maha Mantra and enter the universe in the form of the seven-layered Vayu. Parashakti assumed the form of Mahashambhu's Kriya Shakti. With the help of Kriya Shakti, Vayu blew the Jalasamudra with all his energy. The Jalasamudra became totally dry. In the pit thus formed, he kindled the Chidagni with the help of fire emanating from the third eye. This Agni raged from Patala to Satyaloka. He decorated the periphery of the Homakunda with stars, just as one would decorate with flowers. After this, he performed the Yajna as ordained by the Vedas. He used the Pralaya Meghas, the clouds appearing during Pralaya, called Pushkala and Avartaka, with Shrika and Shruva, the two spoons which are used to offer ghee and fire worship. As the Yajna progressed, the Chidagni emanating from it spread to vast areas. He then offered the first 6 oceans and then the fivefold creations to this Agni. In the end, the Devatas decorated themselves and sat on the Shrika and Shruva, ready to be offered to Agni. Mahashambhu offered the Devatas to Agni. After this, Mahashambhu discarded his Vayu form and assumed his real form. He then chanted 8 special mantras and performed 8 homas. Shri Chakra Ratha is a blessing to all in the form of Shri Yantra, the simplest and the most powerful visual instrument available for evolution. Shri Lalita Sahasranama, the 1,000 names and descriptions of Devi, is a verbal representation, which is seen visually by human beings as the Shri Yantra. Adoration is the most powerful path to learning and evolution. Grace of Devi herself shows us this path. Chapter 12, Manifestation of Devi Lalita. At the end of the Mahayajna, Lalita Devi emerged from the Chidagni Homakunda, seated on a special chariot called Chakra Raja Ratha. Therefore, we find the description Chakra Raja Ratharudha Sarva Yudha Parishkrita in the Lalita Sahasranama. The Shri Chakra Raja Ratha has the following features. It has a width of 4 yojanas. 1 yojana is approximately 9 miles. It has a height of 10 yojanas. It has 9 parvas or landings. The 4 Vedas are the chakras or the wheels. The 4 ordained human pursuits, the Purusharthas, are the horses. The flag is Ananda. The seat at the topmost landing is the Bindu Pitha. The form is of a Meru, a pyramidical structure symbolic of a mountain. And the material that was used to make this chariot was the Tejas or the spiritual energy of Devi. Lalita Devi created a male form from within herself. His name was Kameshwara. The first 3 shlokas of Lalita Sahasranama describe the grand manifestation of Devi as Sri Lalita Mahatripura Sundari. These explain that Lalita Devi took that particular form for the sake of Devas from the Homakunda having Chidagni. Shri Mata Shri Maharagni Shrimat Simhasaneshwari Chidagni Kunda Sambhuta Devakarya Samudyata Udyad Bhanu Sahasrabha Chaturbahu Samanvita Ragaswarupa Pashadhya Krodhakarankushojvala Manurupekshukodanda Panchatanmatra Sayaka Nijaruna Prabhapura Majjad Brahmanda Mandala. The Divine Auspicious Mother, Shri Mata, Her Divine Majesty, Shri Maharagni, is royally seated on the throne of abundance, Srimad Simhasaneshwari, and is holding 4 weapons in her 4 arms, Chaturbahu Samanvita. By the power of her will, she has created 4 weapons, a bow of sugarcane, Manurupekshukodanda, 5 flower arrows, Panchatanmatra Sayaka, a noose, Raga Swarupa Pashadhya, and finally an elephant goad, Krodhakara Ankushojvala. She was shining like the morning sun with crimson color, Nijaruna Prabhapura, and her form covered the entire Brahmanda. Majjad Brahmanda Mandala. Her beauty is full and complete in all aspects. Sarvarunana Vadyangi, Sarva Bharana Bhushita. She also takes the form of 16 Nitya Devis, Nitya Shodashika Rupa. Mahashambhu praises her in many ways. Her 1,000 names thus came to light. Devi Shri Lalita Parameshwari is also referred to as Shri Lalita Mahatripura Sundari, meaning one who is the most beautiful in all three worlds. She has a perfect form, complete in all aspects, and her radiance and glow extend beyond all three worlds. There is nothing and no one comparable to her divine beauty. Chapter 13, Splendor of Devi Lalita. Devi is described as one with many forms. She is a 16-year-old girl, Shodashi, who is beautiful in all aspects. As Shodashi, she is an embodiment of 16 different types of desires with 16 Nitya Devis. Kameshwari, Bhagamalini, Nityaklinna, Bherunda, Vanhivasini, Mahavajreshwari, Shivaduti, Twarita, Kulasundari, Nitya, Neelapataka, Vijaya, Sarvamangala, Jwala Malini, and Chitra, and finally she herself as Mahanitya, with the other 15 residing within her. She is a combined representation of all 16. Each Nitya Devi provides fulfillment of desires. She is described as having thick, long, dark hair, which emanates the fragrances of Champaka, Ashoka, and Punnaga, three different types of fragrant flowers. She has a tilaka, or a mark of kasturi, on her forehead. Her head is adorned with a crown made of all the precious stones and pearls. Her eyes are so attractive, as if they are two fish playing in the lake of her face. She is called as Meenakshi. She has a perfectly sculpted nose with studs shining brighter than the stars. Her ears appear with sun and moon as studs. Her cheeks appear as a reflection of the precious sapphire stone. She chews tambula, which is a mix of betel leaf, betel nut, and special spices. Her beauty and smile are so mesmerizing that Lord Kameshwara Shiva cannot take his eyes off her. Her voice is sweeter and more melodious than the music coming from Goddess Saraswati's veena. She wears a Mangala Sutra, the sacred thread adorning the neck, which was tied by Lord Kameshwara. Her neck is also bedecked with many necklaces, and she has a perfect blend of beauty in her that steals the heart of Kameshwara. She is draped in a beautiful red silk sari with ingrained bells. Her feet resemble lamps made of most precious gems that have the capability of washing away all the worries of her devotees who surrender themselves to her. She shines with crimson red skin color. The above descriptions are seen in the following names in her Sahasranama. Champaka Shoka Punnaga Saugandhika Lasatkacha Sarvarunana Vadyangi Sarvabharana Bhushita Nitya Shodashika Rupa Vaktralakshmi Parivaha Chalan Meena Bhalochana Padmaraga Shiladarsha Kamesha Baddha Mangalya Sutra Shobhita Kandhara Mandasmita Prabhapura Majjat Kamesha Manasa Kameshwara Prema Ratna Mani Pratipanastani Ashtami Chandra Vibhraja Dalikasthala Shobhita Tambula Purita Mukhi Kadamba Manjari Kripta Karnapura Manohara Manikya Mukutakara. Shri Devi Lalita Mahatripura Sundari is the source of all creation. All beings, sentient and the insentient, emerge from her. The Devatas too have been created by her. Devi is beyond the realm of Devatas and all cosmic energies. Therefore, her invocation, powers, and processes are beyond comprehension. Chapter 14, Prowess of Devi Lalita. She extended herself in both male and female forms and continued the process of creation. From the left eye, which was of the nature of Soma, the moon, came Brahma and Lakshmi Devi. From the right eye, which was of the nature of Surya, sun, came Vishnu and Parvati. From the third eye, which was of the nature of Agni or fire, came Rudra and Saraswati. Lakshmi and Vishnu, Shiva and Parvati, and Brahma and Saraswati became consorts. Lalita Devi then directed them to continue the process of creation. She too continued to create certain things. From her long hair, she created darkness. From her eyes, she created the sun, the moon, and the fire. From the pendant hanging in front of her forehead came the stars. From the chain above her forehead came the 9 planets. From the eyebrows, she created the penal code. From her breath, she created the Vedas. From her speech, she created poetries and plays. From her chin, she created the Vedangas. From the 3 lines in her neck, she created various Shastras. From her breasts, she created the mountains. From her mind, she created the power of bliss. From her fingernails, she created the 10 incarnations of Vishnu. From her palms, she created the Sandhyas. She created other things also as narrated in the Purusha Sukta. From her heart, she created Bala Devi. From her intellect, she created Shamala Devi. From her ego, she created Varahi Devi. From her smile, she created Vigneshwara. From the Ankusha, she created Sampatkari Devi. From the noose, the Pasha, she created Ashwarudha Devi. From her cheeks, she created Nakuleshwari Devi. From her Kundalini Shakti, she created Gayatri. From the 8 wheels of the Chakraraja chariot or the Ratha, she created Devatas who energized the 8 directions. She herself was seated in the Bindu Pitha, the 9th landing of the majestic chariot. She then created the Devatas who would protect the Chakraraja Ratha. After having thus completed the grand creation, Lalita Devi requested her consort, Kameshwara, to create the Shiva Chakra. He immediately brought out a big humming sound, and from this sound, the 23 Shiva Chakra Devatas emerged. Lalita Devi crowned Shamala Devi as the main minister. Therefore, Shamala Devi is also called Mantrini Devi. Lalita Devi then handed over the ring from her finger to Mantrini Devi. She made Varahi Devi the chief of her army. Therefore, Varahi Devi is also called as Dandanatha Devi. She is also called as Vartali Devi. Lalita Devi created a mace from her eyebrows and gave it to Dandanatha Devi. Lalita Devi created 2 chariots from her chariot and gave them to Mantrini Devi and Dandanatha Devi. Mantrini Devi's chariot is called Geya Chakra Ratha. This chariot makes musical sounds whenever it moves. Dandanatha Devi's chariot was called Kiri Chakra Ratha. After this, Lalita Devi hummed, and from this magnificent resonant sound, 6 crore 40 lakh yoginis were born. Another 6 crore 40 lakh Bhairavas were also born. Innumerable Shakti Senas or armies were also created by her hum. The movement of potential is the unfolding of all gunas and tattvas. The symbolism of Devi Vijaya Yatra is a formation of all elements that go into the process of creation. The Shakti Sena moves in victory even before the war or the annihilation of Bhandasura, because victory is in the being rather than the doing. This yatra is a celebration of creation. Chapter 15, The March of Devi's Force. Devi Lalita, making the noise emanating from the 4 oceans as a drum, and accompanied with several other instruments, proceeded for the battle against Bhandasura. Sampatkari Devi followed Lalita Devi with a battalion of a huge number of elephants, and she was seated on an elephant named Ranakolahalam. Ashwarudha Devi, along with her army of crores of horses, was in front of Lalita Devi and was seated on a horse called Aparajita. The commander of the army, Dandanatha Devi, marked the marching of this enormous procession, accompanied with the sound of drums. Getting down from her chariot, Devi seated herself on a line called Vajraghosham. As her army started the march, Soldiers showered praises on her by reciting her 12 different names. Mantrini Devi then marked the march of her army, which had soldiers dressed beautifully and were playing veena and other musical instruments along with singing. They praised her with 16 different names. From the bird in Mantrini Devi's hand, Dhanurveda appeared with a spectacular bow called Chitrajivam. It was presented to Lalita Devi. The bow had a quiver which was Akshaya or unlimited. Lalita Devi started the march holding the sugarcane, bow, arrows, spear, and noose in her hands, seated in her majestic posture for the demolition of the demons. She was praised with the 25 names by her Sena. The line Bhandasura Vadhodyukta Shakti Sena Samanvita, the Sahasranama, describes Devi Lalita as ready with her army to destroy Bhandasura. The more
You're muted, Newton Mark.
Oh, yeah, silly me. I was muted, yes. Now I was saying, so Devi Lalita's forces, the entire force is ready now to take on Bhandasura's army. So we'll continue the story tomorrow, but we'll have our discussion. We'll do the Shanti Patha right now. After that, we will discuss, okay?